Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So today's theme is going to be Wile E, Coyote, and Roadrunner. If you don't know who that is, it's these guys right here. So they are based in like a desert theme. So for the nails, I wanted to keep that. So I used a dampened sponge, and for the top portion, I used Color Vibe Blue Skies, and for the bottom portion, New Color 997 to get this look. Also, I'm going to go ahead and quickly mention I have my nails like this because I am in the middle of testing a couple of products. So that update will be coming. So in that cartoon, they actually don't really talk. It was a very simple cartoon other than saying beep beep. So it was mostly Coyote was trying to get Roadrunner, and Roadrunner would always end up getting Coyote instead. So I'm going to be working with plate Mutine -122. So we have Coyote, no, excuse me, Roadrunner here and here, and then Coyote, we got the face, and then we have this image. So I'm gonna have to work with this image uh, a bit to kind of complete the theme. So I think for the first nail, I'm gonna work on my background. So I'm gonna go to Finger Angel XL09, and I'm gonna get this cactus right here. For the pickup, I'm going to go to Maniology's Emerald City B514. So this is kind of going to be like more of a just fun, silly Manny. Okay, I think I will actually end up coloring this in so it will show up better. So while I have, so I can have two things to kind of work on while one's drying, I'm going to go ahead to XY-NB09 and we're going to get this image here. However, I'm gonna pick up with maniology straight up black B171, but I don't want the middle portion because I kind of want it to look more like a desert road. I guess it could come across that way. So if I'm looking here, it does look like a regular road. It don't really look like a dirt road or anything. So let's just go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and take off the rocks. So I don't need all this, but it's gonna end up probably picking most of that up. Okay, so I have to go ahead and get it picked up. If any of them stay on there, it's not a big deal. Just want to get most of them off. Oh, I'm peeling it up. So the rest I'm just going to get off with my lint roller. And then this portion can stay. I can work with that. Okay, and while I also have this played out, I'm going to go ahead and get this image here, and we'll pick that one up in Maniology Boba B330. Okay, I'm going to go to Candy Mayo 961. Accidentally spilt a little bit, so I'll get that in a minute. It's getting very stringy, so that's why I got more on there than I really need to have. Because it's going to peel up, I'm afraid. So I'm going to tap it to prevent the peel up. So for me, like the character minis are like, I don't know, they're just fun. They kind of bring up old feels. Okay, so for this one, what I'm gonna do is take Sally Hansen Central Bark 616, and we're just gonna make like an area in the middle that's like kind of basically like a hole, because on some of the episodes, um, the road runner would like something would fall on um Coyote's head, and he would like fall through the road or whatever um Roadrunner did to him. So I'm only gonna put this on part of it, but I need it to be big enough to where when I complete it, it'll make sense. So since it's supposed to be like a road, um, I'm gonna go ahead with gray. So Maybelline Serene Steel. Hope you are doing well today, mentally and physically. Once again, I did kind of want to walk today, um, but I'm still feeling that extreme tiredness. So it could be my medicine, not sure. Um, but I decided I was gonna try to sit out earlier. And guess what happened, friends? I know, you know, if you watch this channel, the mosquitoes. Yeah. So I said, well, forget this. Came back in. And um, I prefer going to the park and still walking my neighborhood, but I could do that. But by the time I'm done with these, I'm probably won't have time. Because also, I was going to mention, I don't know what's happened, but recently when I do my uploads, they are taking twice as long. Not that they didn't take a minute before, but they is really taking a minute now. I don't know what's happened, what's changed, but that's part of what's going on. So I kind of want the whole area. I need to darken that a bit, so I'm going to do that, and I'll be back. All right, for this image, I'm going to go to Candy Mayo 952 and see if this won't look the way I'm wanting. I may not need the whole thing, but I don't know how much will actually fit, so. So which one of you watched the show, or do you still watch it? I haven't watched any of the old cartoons in so long, and sometimes I feel like I should, just because I feel like if it brings up like kind of a nostalgic feel, I don't know. I think it'd be kind of fun to just to reminisce watching old ones. And these ones were so different, you know, than what they have now. You know, like I said, this one they didn't even talk. At least not that I remember, other than beep beep. That sounds funny. Okay, I paused and finished some that had I could see a hole in there. But I still want it to look deserty. Okay, let's take plate M101 and I'm gonna get this image, but I'm gonna take off the trees. I don't want it to look like the forest. I want it to look more like the desert. So I'll go back to straight up black. And really, there's birds on there. Those can stay. That's not going to hurt anything. Y'all, I couldn't figure out what I did with my card. I got it now though. Okay, actually, I pretty much missed the most of the bottom anyway, so that works out. Because I just want this as a background. Okay, I'm gonna go to LA Colors and Nudie. This color's getting real like thick like too. But I've had it a long time, or quite a while. So this image, I'm just gonna have it, it's just gonna be like a back prop. So I'm kind of took some off, my bad. Fix it. Just kind of trying to tap around to give it kind of like a line where I want it to end. And it does not need to be even because it's, a mountain area. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and add this image. Yeah, it did almost all fit. So it was just as well that I went ahead to color it all. This part, I'm going to try to peel it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go to our Mootine plate. And we're going to get this one for Roadrunner. So he's kind of gray and blue. So let's take Canterbury B524. And this one I can color in his beak and feet area. So that'll kind of help bring some color in. Okay, so I'm going to let him dry for a minute. Okay, so I was looking through my browns to see what to go with because I need it to show up for this. What we could do is I'm going to try this first, and if it don't cover, I'll probably have to go to straight up black. So I'm going to go to Cocoa B351 and go to this image and see if I can't make it show up enough. So if it don't, I'll just have to restamp it. Okay, a little extra. So, mm, yeah, I'm kind of looking. I don't think it's going to show up the best. So I could try this. We'll see what it does. That's Grateful B484. Now, if this one don't work, we'll just do the straight up black because I want it to show up. Probably should have picked a different color for the let me just use my lint roller for the rock wall. and it has a little thing, it says "ouch." Okay, so real quick, I wanna go ahead and apply the mountain background. I may well, not may, I'm going to end up kinda pulling that down a little bit into the side because this side needs to be filled in. And of course, I'm just gonna do that the way I always do my ground and my sky typically. I've just touched my brush to the brush of this. Okay, and I pause to get it the way I want it, and that's fine. I'll leave it like that for right now. Then we're gonna go to Roadrunner, and I'm gonna use Paparazzi Dandelion Fuzz for his beak and feet. So, can you guys see okay? Since I've kind of moved things, I want to make sure that you can see light wise and distance wise, like this. Like, are you close enough? So I brace my pinky to help me stay steady. Okay, I'm gonna also try to come down his little leg. Okay, so for this, I'm working in sections here. So now we're gonna add the road. Apologize. I paused because it said something about it's lagging. I don't know why. It does that to me sometimes, and I don't know why, and it drives me nuts. Probably my stupid internet. Oh, and the nail is coming off. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to get this nail on here. Hold on. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to the plate. We're gonna go back to this image, but I'm not gonna get ouch. And it's gonna it's gonna sound weird, but I'm not gonna get his arms. I'll make it make sense in a minute. And this time I'm gonna go to caramel B353 and see if that won't show up a little better. So basically I'm wanting his head. So any extra I'll just have to take off. Oh man, gonna end up drying. And this is what we're left with, which is totally fine. So I'm gonna give that just a minute because part of it's still damp and part's not. That's not gonna make it, it won't lay down very well. Okay, we're going back to this one and we're gonna apply Roadrunner over here. He's looking to see what he has done to Coyote. Then this one. Okay, we're gonna put this one in here. Okay, so it's supposed to look like he's popping his head up out of the hole he fell in. So let me show you what I mean by that. So like this, because see how his arms are down in that? That's what I was trying to go for. Okay, now I'm going to go to this plate, WH-25. We're going to go to the barrel here. I'm going to go ahead and use straight up black for that. We'll reverse stamp it because I can tell some of the brown tones are competing with the browns I'm using for the other things. See, straight up black did fine today. I mentioned yesterday sometimes it's finicky, but it's doing okay. Okay, I'm also coming back to this one. We're gonna get this image of these mountains here, sticking with straight up black. Okay, I'm just gonna take off what I don't need. Part of it I used the lint roller, part of it I'm using my card. And then I'll set that aside. Actually, I think what I'd also like to do is I'm gonna go ahead and get this image too. I was trying to think if I wanted to do a different color, but I'll just stick with it. Oh, I have an edge stamper over there. Okay. I'm gonna set this aside. Okay, and just so you know, I'm jumping around. I'm going to go to Canterbury. We're gonna get Roadrunner right there. Get my stamper ready. So this one, he's solid. We're gonna place him right here. Oh, that darned nail. I'm gonna have to get some more tack out. Okay, sometimes I'm like, how much tack do you need? Also, there was a black dot right there, so I took my gray to cover that up. Okay, and for the barrel, I'm going back to 952 Candy Mayo. You know what? Let me mix a little bit of this Sally Hansen one in there too, just so we have a little bit of a different color tone. Okay, and I'll finish this one off camera and be back. Okay. Okay, this road I've went ahead and started off camera. I just plopped it on there with the polish brush. Now I'm just spreading it around, sticking with the same gray I used earlier. And now I've actually decided gonna end up swapping a couple of the nails that I haven't placed yet. Because I'll start thinking as I go, and so I've changed my mind. Okay, so I'll finish and be back. Okay, so that's this one. I'm gonna set that one aside. Okay, I'm back to nudie. I'm gonna do this um, mountain. desert mountain, I guess is what I should say. I I need to get more of that color. It's like I think it's had it. It's very stringy and thick. The other one I have is close, but just different enough to where it's not the same. Okay, that little spot, I can touch that up to make it more opaque. All right, this one is going to get this road. Trying to stretch it a little bit. Okay, gonna see if it's tacky enough for me to apply this one. Okay, and I'm doing some finishing things here, so I'm going to come back to this one, getting Canterbury. And I'll set it aside for a minute. And then we're gonna get this one here. And I think let's go with Boba for that one. Okay, okay, and then we're gonna come back to this one, back to caramel. Get off extras. Now I'm wondering maybe I should have went to the back to that other color. I don't know. Let's see how it does. I don't think I want ouch on there. It's gonna take up a little bit of space that I could use. Okay, let me see if we can get him placed. So basically the thing has run him over. Hmm, I don't feel like I can see him much. Ugh, that's so frustrating. Let's try something. Okay, I went back and redid it in Cocoa. So now we can see it. So he got run over by the thing. Also, I need to touch up that road. Isn't it a wonder they always ended up surviving all these things in the cartoons? Okay, let's see if we can fit this Roadrunner on this one. He can basically only fit on one side unless I were lucky enough to be able to get my stamp switched. What I mean by that is, um, if you work fast, you can get it transferred to another stamper, and it'll face the opposite direction. But I didn't have very good luck with that, so I'm just going to keep him on this side. All right, so I'm just taking that same color I used earlier, Dandelion Fuzz. Okay, I'll complete him off camera. Okay, and he's the same as the other one before. Um, So his coloring. Let me think a sec. Okay. So I was looking at his coloring. He's got kind of like a lighter tone. I think I'm gonna go with this one. I think that'll work just fine. So Kenny Moyo 938. I put some acetone in my little thing over here. Was it yesterday? I think, and it's already down. I'll just put a little bit at a time because I know it can, what am I trying to say? Evaporate. But it's already got to put more. And I wanted to get these two colored first before applying my last images down. That way these have time to dry. So by the time I get the other ones placed, these should be ready to go. Okay. See a couple places that I'm missing. He looks funny. Okay, this one we're gonna put the this mountain and the cactus. So we got a desert look. Okay, so just so you know, I've gone back for one more cactus. So this time I'm using Tropic Talks. Okay, so we're gonna put Roadrunner here. Little piece of his tail that want to get on there. We'll put Coyote up here. And then I think I'm gonna put the thing here to represent the desert. Okay, friends, we have a Wile E, Coyote, and Roadrunner nails. So this one I just wanted to kind of be like, show what the theme is going to be, keep the desert look. This one, the barrel run over Coyote. Roadrunner is over there looking at what he did. And then this one, Coyote fell into the hole that was in the middle of the road that Roadrunner set up for him. Roadrunner's looking again to see what bad stuff he's been up to. Got the mountain background and just a little bit of those birds are on there. And then this one, it is a rock fence that Coyote ran smack into because of Roadrunner. He set him up. So again, he's still checking out his work. And then this one I just wanted to leave. It's just a desert thing. Now, could have fit like one of the Roadrunners on there, but I decided just to leave it. It's just the desert. I hope it brings up some fun memories for you. Probably for most, might remind you of a simpler time before having to pay bills and do all the adulting. So it was really fun. I hope you enjoyed watching. I do greatly appreciate it. And until the next one, have a blessed day. Love you, friends. Bye.